Welcome to the Time Matters on-demand lesson on configuring the Time Matters to Juris link. If your firm uses Time Matters for practice management and Juris to administer finances, you can configure a link that automates the flow of information between the two applications. Setting up the Time Matters to Juris link is a three-step process. Create the ODBC database driver on the workstation, configure the link in Time Matters at the program level, and set link options at the user level. Time Matters and Juris version 2.6 or greater must be installed on each workstation where you want to configure the link. Only Juris 2.6 or greater can link with Time Matters. Then add the ODBC driver on each workstation. From the Start menu, access the Control Panel, Administrative Tools, and open the Data Sources ODBC window. On the User DSN tab, click the Add button. Scroll down and select the SQL Server driver. Then click Finish. On the Create a New Data Source to SQL Server window, let's enter a name for the data source and add a description. Then select the SQL Server from the drop-down list and click Next. Choose the option for SQL Server to verify the authenticity of the login ID using a login ID and password entered by the user. Enter the default Juris login ID, which is Juris RO. For the password, type Juris 58747. You must use this login ID and password when creating the ODBC driver. Click Next. Select the Change the Default Database to checkbox, and select the Juris Database option from the drop-down list. Make sure the JBills option is not selected. Click Next. Leave the other default settings as is, then click Finish. Check to make sure the configuration is correct by clicking the Test Data Source button. The message Test completed successfully should appear if the driver is configured properly. Click OK. Then click OK again to exit the ODBC Data Source Administrator window. You can also close the Administrative Tools and Control Panel windows. Remember, the ODBC driver must be created on each workstation where the link will be utilized. With the ODBC driver created on the workstation, the next step is to configure the link in Time Matters at the program level. Certain information is required in order to save a new record in Juris, such as bill format and fee schedules. Time Matters cannot transfer all of the required information. As part of the program level setup, you will need to provide a Juris client template number, which is used to complete the bridge between Time Matters and Juris by providing default values for required fields in Juris. For more information about how to create a client template, consult the Juris Help documentation. With a Juris client template number available, log into Time Matters, then go to the File menu, choose Setup, General, and Program Level. Select the Links tab, make sure the Activate Billing option is checked, and on the Select Billing Link drop-down list, choose Juris. Next, click the Set Billing Options button. On the General tab of the Juris Link Setup page, select the Juris Data ellipsis, and select the previously created ODBC data source from the list. Type the username. Remember to use Juris RO here, and enter the Juris 58747 password. Then enter the server name where Juris Suite is currently running. If Time Matters and Juris are installed on the same server, that server name is listed in the Time Matters footer. Click Test Link to make sure Time Matters can connect to the ODBC data source successfully. Next, select the Client Matter Options tab. To send client and matter information from Time Matters to Juris, verify the Time Matters Client Matter Changes Updated to Juris option is checked. Then enter the client template number from Juris. Remember, this template is used to complete the default values required by Juris that cannot be transferred from Time Matters. Decide how changes to clients and matters in Juris should be updated to Time Matters. When using the Manual option, note that you can synchronize from the File menu whenever needed. Review the other Client Matters settings and billing options, making changes as preferred. On the Matching tab, you need to identify how values should be matched between Juris and Time Matters on each of the sub-tabs. Starting with Staff, choose an entry in the Juris Codes panel. Select the comparable Time Matters code and click the Match button to pair the entries. Repeat that process until all the staff from Juris are matched to those in Time Matters. If needed, you can click the Import Staff button and copy a Juris staff record into Time Matters. You can also use the Edit Staff button to add, change, or remove staff in Time Matters. Once you have the staff entries matched, select the Codes tab. Perform the same matching for the codes for each type of record. Note that the Juris codes that begin with the $sign in parentheses are expense codes. Like on the Staff tab, you can import codes from Juris or edit Time Matters codes as needed. Taking time to accurately match each code will minimize the need for manual adjustments later in Juris. In particular, make sure that commonly used codes are matched, such as the Time Matters client code. Match all of the Juris matter codes. On the Billing tab, the Time Matters code for billable work should also be matched with its Juris equivalent. After the codes for each record type are matched, access the Templates tab. Select the default template. This template is used to match fields from the Time Matters contact and matter records to those in Juris. Let's click the Change button and review the default matching. If your firm has customized Time Matters, make sure that the template accurately reflects the fields that are actually in use for both contacts and matters. Also, Juris does not use client classification codes. All clients are assigned a practice class. This practice class then filters down to the matters created for that client. Keep this in mind when matching codes. Notice the Time Matters firm field is matched to the Juris nickname field. When a contact is created in Time Matters, users will need to make sure that the name you want to see in Juris for the client is populated in the firm field on the Time Matters contact form. If left blank, the client name in Juris will populate with the client template name. Also note that the Juris client code is only synchronized from Juris to Time Matters and not the other direction. Review the matter field matching. Note the Juris matter code and billing address fields are only synchronized from Juris to Time Matters and not the other direction. When done, click OK to save the changes to the template, and click OK to close the Juris Link Setup window. When you exit the Program Level Setup window, you are prompted to restart Time Matters so that the changes will take effect. Select Yes to exit the application. After Time Matters restarts, the next step is to configure the link in Time Matters at the user level. Select the File menu to Setup, General, and click User Level. Select the appropriate user and click the Links tab. On the Billing page, select the Activate Billing checkbox. Then click the Set Billing Options button. Click the Test Link button to verify the Juris ODBC database driver is connecting successfully. Review the billing options. The program level settings can be used, or you can specify other options for this user. Each time billing transactions are sent to Juris, a Juris login must be provided. The user can be prompted to enter their login each time, or you can choose to save the login information here. Let's enter the Juris user ID and password. You can assign a Juris client template for this user, or use the one already configured at the program level. If the user should not be allowed to synchronize Juris records back to Time Matters, uncheck that option. Then click OK to save the Juris billing setup for this user. Repeat these steps for other users as needed. If the same options apply, you can copy the billing and link settings for the current user to others you select. When finished, click OK. And restart Time Matters as prompted. With the Juris link configured in Time Matters, a Juris tab displays on each contact and matter form. On the contact form, the Juris client code field is used to link records between the applications. For matters, the matter code field creates the link. For more information, refer to the help documentation or view the Billing with the Juris link on-demand video. Now you are familiar with the steps required to configure the Time Matters to Juris link for billing.